morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, September 22nd. Camped last night about 3 miles short of West Newton, Pennsylvania, at a free campground, Cedar Creek. This morning, rode on to town. It was chilly, 36, and foggy. Came in town, needed a good breakfast to revitalize myself today, and I sure got it right here at Gary's Chuck Wagon, right next to the gingerbread house in West Newton. What a great breakfast. If you're ever on the Gap Trail and come to West Newton, I highly recommend it. It is very good. So I'm about to leave here, West Newton, come up here and turn left, cross the Allegheny River and get back on the trail and head on towards Pittsburgh. I'll check back later. All right, underway again. Great breakfast in West Newton. Even going through, the trail goes right through, right behind a lot of backyards, past 25 miles or so. Skirts quite a few. A lot of boarded up houses like this one. Hello, kitty. Progress 117. The end is at 150, so 33 miles away is the end point. The Allegheny is still to my right. Still, I don't know what I did to win this weather lottery, but another beautiful day. It was chilly last night. I'm glad I was in a shelter as opposed to my tent. The shelter reminded me a lot of shelters on the Appalachian, sorry for the bump, on the Appalachian Trail. At least I didn't have to pack up a wet sleeping bag this morning. Not because it rained, but every morning there's a very heavy dew. It was a chilly 36 this morning when I woke up. Kind of wild last night. I was able to actually watch some of the Monday Night Football game live on my phone. That was pretty cool. I only watched I think I watched the third quarter and that was it. So anyway, thank God for another day. And this awesome trail just keeps on going. I'm having trouble keeping my momentum up though. These old bones are complaining. I think I've developed some tendonitis in my right Achilles heel. It's not happy. I've lost some dexterity with my fingers on my right hand. I don't know why. And my back is starting to say good morning to me when I prefer him to say silent. But I press on. All right, check back later. Once you pass the town of West Newton, head towards Pittsburgh, you leave the wilderness pretty much. You go through a series of small towns, remnants of a coal industry. You can see what used to be apparently company housing, company towns. Been quite a few of them as I go through. Looks like it might be the last one for a while because up ahead looks like the trail diverges from up here. This has been fairly common last excuse me, last 10 miles. All right. Hey everybody, moving on down the trail. Just thought I'd give you some trail candy for a while. Again, I'm doing the handheld instead of the gimbal. Hope it's okay. There's a guy up here mowing grass. And if you know anything about the smell of new mowed grass, whew, love it. And if you can hear it on the other side of the river, the CSX freight is getting ready to pull through. Just some trailside candy, folks, on the Gap Trail. Okay, I had to stop and just look at this. Apparently I'm right on the edge of some amusement park. That's a roller coaster right up there that you see. Right in the corner. By the way, all downhill to Pittsburgh? No way. Absolutely no way. I've climbed more hills today. Shoot. General descent is down, but it's not all downhill. So anyway, kill that myth. All right, I have arrived in Pittsburgh, City Point. Whew. A long uphill slog, but here we go. Here's the Black, Monongahela, and Allegheny Rivers forming what you're looking at now, the Ohio River. To the right is Heinz Field, home of the Steelers. Panorama around. Let's see, Pirate Stadium's where those lights are. Not getting that far. Let's see, let me zoom so you can see that a little bit better. Now, I might have gotten lost getting down here to the point. But this guy named John, he came across me maybe 15 miles ago. We talked for a while. I gave him a card for lollipops. He rides a lot around here. Retired engineer on the railroad for U.S. Steel. He's an awesome guy. He should have catch me down the road a little bit and guide me all the way in. He stopped to help some guy that had a flat, and I thought I'd never see him again. But about 5 miles back, he intercepted me one more time and he said, "Follow me, let's go." So we came to the point, a great conversation about Pittsburgh, about history. He pointed out a lot of things I ought to see while I'm here. And he, God bless him, he gave me a $20 bill to get the lollipops. So John, you're an awesome guy. Love talking to you. I wish I'd have gotten your last name so we stay in touch. But, anyway, awesome, awesome gentleman. Pittsburgh, PA, baby. Steel City. Now, where do we go from here? I've got a room saved for tonight, and I'll make some decisions tonight. Good evening, everybody. It is the end of day 9, September 22nd. The end of the day recap. I did 43.1 miles today. Brings the trip total to 360.7, I believe it is. I wrote it down somewhere. 360 and change is what I've done so far. Today was a very different ride. It began in West Newton at a beautiful breakfast spot, just an old mom and pop's place, best breakfast in town, and then proceeded down on the trail, mostly rural, but then I started hitting these small towns, small pockets of homes and stuff like that, And then by the time I got to McKeesport, it became a wholly different picture. It became an industrialized warehouse district. The pavement was rough. Well, one good thing about it is it began to be mostly paved at that point, but it was industrialized, not pretty, loud, traffic. Even at one point, it threw you out on a street, not a busy street, but a street. So that was different. And eventually there was a gap then after McKeesport. It was really pleasant following the river, and then got to a place, West Homestead, I think it was. That was nice, coming through there. As I got closer to the city, though, it became kind of not clear where the path would go, because so many other bicycle paths intersect, and where they branch off, it's not always exactly clear that the Great Allegheny Passage goes this way or that way. Well, sensing my lack of direction here, there's a gentleman who came pedaling next to me by the name of John, who ended up, we talked extensively as we rode together. He stopped to help somebody with a flat tire. He said he'd catch up with me later. Well, I rode for a long time. I thought, well, he's never catching me. Well, at my plodding speed, yeah, he did catch me. We talked some more. He's a retired engineer that worked for U.S. Steel, ran a diesel locomotive. He's retired. He rides a lot in the area. He said 30, 35 miles a day on a pretty nice bike he had. But he said, when he caught up with him, he said, just follow me, and I'll take you to the point where the Ohio River begins. So I did, and tried to keep up with him, but we got there. And he talked about the city, talked about the history, talked about a lot of things. He wanted to know more about lollipops, and as I explained it to him, he thrust a $20 bill in my hand. He said, this is for you. I said, well, I'll make sure it gets the lollipops. So, John, thank you. It was just amazing to meet you, and to see your generosity, and to help me find my way to the place where I needed to finish today, the Gap Trail. So I did finish in Pittsburgh, the Gap Trail. And so that's the C&O and the Gap Trail together. That's been done, DC to Pittsburgh so far. I'm going to take a day of rest tomorrow and reevaluate where this journey goes from here. I'm not sure what I want to do at this point. I'm nursing some injuries. I've lost a lot of feeling in my right hand, and my right Achilles is not feeling good. Sure, it's tendonitis from overuse. So tomorrow's a day of rest and a day of reevaluation where this journey goes. Whatever the case may be, we thank you for your attention to Lollipops and giving to Lollipops, and just keeping that organization in the back of your mind somewhere, that you continue to think about children with disabilities, and smile, don't stare. Thank you again for my people that have assisted me with this, my children, my employer, my friends. Thank you so much for what you've done for me on this journey. I plan to stay at a place called Southside Travelers Rest tonight, which is a hostel. It was a hostel in McKeesport, but it did not look good. I bypassed that in a hurry. And then here in the South Side Pittsburgh, that hostel, which was going to be like $35 a night, they're shut down because of COVID. So I found my way to the Spring Hill Suites by Marriott, which is a very convenient location right next to the trail, and convenient to places for dinner tonight. So it's not bad at all. So again, thanks to everyone. And tomorrow, like I said, is a day of rest and reevaluation. Russell, Michelle, Olivia, I love you guys. Caroline, happy birthday. Happy 5th birthday. Love you, kid. Max, Jackson, and Lucas, love you guys too. Thanks again for everything. Ryan, you're the best, buddy. You're the best. Peace out, brother. And I will talk to you guys on the next time when we decide what to do with this. Good night.